Hello everyone, Melissa Steele here with another episode of Get Real with Real Estate, and we're talking about why the pre-approval is truly the first step of your home purchase. So I know we've talked about this on Get Real with Real Estate before, but it's something that comes up for our clients a lot around this topic, and it's one that's really, really important. So I'm going to walk you through a scenario that just happened within the last 24 hours that really gets to help you guys understand why your agent is sharing with you that you get to be pre-approved before getting out looking at properties. So oftentimes in a market as aggressive or hot as San Diego, it's not uncommon for a listing agent or for a seller to want to see some sort of either pre-approval or a proof of funds that qualifies a buyer before they show their property to them. And the reason being, put yourself in the seller's shoes. Most of the time it's because the seller has to get out of their home. In a lot of instances, they may have kids or pets. And let's get real, as a seller, showings are somewhat inconvenient. You want to make sure that when you're showing your property, it's to a qualified buyer. So what does that look like from a buyer perspective? Well, just yesterday, I had a client reach out to me and they wanted to see a property. It was a brand new build, super sexy, really hot property. It's gonna go quick. Priced at $420 with roughly a $500 a month payment. So it has about $250 in HOA and then about $230 in a Melrose payment, which if you guys are questioning what's Melrose, there's another Get Real with Real Estate talking all about it. So I'll link it in the comments below. But so she sent me this property, $420,000 with, let's just estimate $500 a month in monthly fees. So I was like, awesome, let's get out looking at it. Can you send me your pre-approval? And she was like, oh, I'm not pre-approved yet. And I was like, great, no worries. I had already connected her with my lender. I was like, Chad can work really quick. Give him a phone call. I'm sure he'll have you pre-approved in a matter of hours. And she was very hesitant. She was like, no, absolutely not. I don't want my credit run. I don't want to talk to a lender. I want to see this property first to make sure that I actually like it before getting pre-approved. Long story short, I walked her through all the reasons why we needed the pre-approval. I actually talked to the listing agent, and in this situation, especially with it being a new build and super high demand, the listing agent was like, yeah, we would love to see a pre-approval and make sure that your buyer is qualified. So I had the conversation with her. Fast forward to a few hours later, Chad's running numbers, they got their documents, they have their pre-approval in hand, right? Well, what's awesome about this? They are pre-approved at a maximum of $400,000, not taking into consideration any monthly payment. What does that mean for our clients? Well, that property that she'd wanted to see, that she had so desperately wanted to see, was $420,000 plus roughly $500 in monthly fees. So we're talking like over $450,000 in a single family property price, where $450 to $470, where she just got now pre-approved for a maximum of $400,000, not even considering an HOA. The number one reason that I share with clients, the reason to get pre-approved before ever stepping foot into a house, is not because I'm concerned about you wasting my time. It's not because I'm concerned about you wasting the seller's time. Ultimately, you as my buyer are my top priority. But in having you as my buyer be my top priority, I am committed to every buyer having an amazing home buying experience, right? So in this situation, I'm able to, because my client's now pre-approved, I'm able to show her an awesome home buying experience because I have a really good understanding now of what her affordability is, what we can afford, and what properties are affordable with her pre-approval. Let's rewind to 48 hours ago. Let's say I just showed her the property. She walks in, she loves it. It's $420,000 of glorious new builds with a $500 a month fee. She loves everything about it, right? Immediately wants to get pre-approved and write an offer. Imagine the crushing disappointment of needing a pre-approval for like $450 to $470 and getting the news that you're pre-approved to $400. It's a really tough pill to swallow when you've already fallen in love with the home. A really tough pill to swallow. And there's not, in a lot of cases, there's not a lot that we can do with those numbers. Once we have a pre-approval, it's based on the income, it's based on the individual's credit, it's based on the debt-to-income ratio, it's based on so many things. Of course, over time, we can work on getting that pre-approval up, but in a matter of days to make an offer on the dream property, it's not going to happen. The pre-approval is the pre-approval. So for those clients that I am so committed to having an amazing home buying experience, it's vital to get a pre-approval before we get out looking at properties so that the home search doesn't lead to disappointment. There are a lot of clients who we've had to learn the hard way where they'll view property first and then get pre-approved second and find out that they are pre-approved at $50,000 less or $100,000 less than the properties that they've been out looking at the market on. And it's mighty disappointing to have to then reset expectations, where if you have an expectation going into the process, you're well aware of what your pre-approval and your affordability is, then any property that doesn't fit that, you don't look at. You don't fall in love with it. It's as simple as that. So, buyers out there, that is absolutely my commitment to you. It's to have an awesome home buying experience that's super fun, super exciting, and not disappointing. And a surefire way to lead to disappointment is to get out looking at properties before you're pre-approved. So if you guys have questions about that, or your agent's been kind of putting pressure on you to get pre-approved and you're like, screw that, like I'm not getting pre-approved until I find the perfect house, I really encourage you to consider listening to your agent, because if they're a great agent, they want what's best for you, they know what's best for you, and their encouragement to get a pre-approval is probably because they want you to ensure that you're having an awesome home buying experience, which means that you're not falling in love with properties that are outside of your budget. So hope this little musing, this Get Real with Real Estate and what was on my mind today will resonate with you guys, especially if you're in the home buying process. It is a process, so don't get overwhelmed. Know that we are here to help you guys every step of the way. We've got rock star lenders who are able to help every step of the way, and they share a lot of the same mentality that we do. A lot of the lenders that we work with are super no pressure. They're ultimately just here to help, and they're service-based, so they want to serve you and want to help you to discover what you're able to afford in your next home. So I can't wait to connect with you. Be sure to put any comments or questions below so we can address them, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Hopefully you're enjoying your home buying search.